Welcome to the 11th lecture of Polymer Science and Technology. We were discussing the vapor phase osmometer, and we have seen that when solution and solvent droplets are kept on the Wheatus thermistor or attached to the Wheatstone bridge, then the difference in the temperature can be estimated in terms of voltage across the thermistor delta V. So from that we will continue the and this is related with the help of the equation delta V by C is equal to K over Mn bar plus KBC, where K is the calibration constant, B is the second Verrel coefficient, C is the concentration of the polymer solution, and delta V is the imbalance voltage of the Wheatstone bridge. It may be noted that the molecular weight up to 30,000 can be readily measured with the help of vapor phase osmometer. In the same way, we can try to find out delta V over C, where C is tending to 0. So the second term on the right hand side, KBC, will become 0 because C is 0, so entire term KBC will be 0. So delta V over C, where C is tending to 0, is equal to K over Mn bar. And when we'll plot the delta V by C with respect to the concentration on the x-axis and prepare solution of 4 or 5 different concentration, we will find 4 or 5 data point like this. And when we'll connect this data point with the help of a straight line and we interpolate this straight line to the y-axis, at intercept we will obtain delta V by C, where C is equal to or C tending to 0. So this left hand side is obtained, and K is the calibration constant, which is also known to us, so we can directly calculate the value of Mn bar, number average molecular weight. Okay. Now the fifth technique for the measurement of the molecular weight is the viscometry. The molecular weight obtained by this method is viscosity average molecular weight rather than number average. All the earlier techniques were related with the number average molecular weight, determination of the number average molecular weight, but this viscometry is related with the determination of viscosity average molecular weight, MV bar. This point you have to keep in the mind. Now the viscosity of the polymer solution is much higher than the viscosity of the pure solvent. This all we know. The intrinsic viscosity, represented as eta inside bracket, of the dilute polymer solution is related to the viscosity average molecular weight, MV bar, through a well-known Marx-Höving equation given as under, where eta is equal to K mv bar to power A, where K and A are the Marx-Höving constant for a particular polymer, solvent and temperature system. Let us assume that the liquid is flowing through a capillary tube. The time required for the liquid of volume V to pass through the capillary of radius R and length L is related to its absolute viscosity eta by famous Poiseuille equation as given under. So this is the Poiseuille equation, 3.14 P r to the power 4 T over 8 VL. Okay, where P is the pressure head, T is the time, V is the volume, and L is the length of the capillary, and R is the radius of the capillary. So we can find the time T, that will be 8 VL eta over 3.14 P r to the power 4. So this is time required for the V volume of the liquid to pass through the capillary of radius R and length L under the pressure head P. Okay. If eta and eta naught are the absolute viscosity of the solution and the pure solvent. You can see the eta naught is the viscosity of the pure solvent and eta is the absolute viscosity of the solution. So we want to measure the eta and eta naught. In order to measure the eta or eta naught from the above equation in terms of T, we can estimate the flow time for the solvent, pure solvent. It will give T naught value, and the solution, this will give me the T, and their corresponding flow time we may derive the following relationship. Here T, which is the flow time for the solution, is given as 8VL over 3.14 PR to the power 4 times eta, where eta is the viscosity of the solution, and T naught is given as 8VL over 3.14 P to the power R to the power 4 eta naught, where eta naught is the viscosity, absolute viscosity of the pure solvent. Therefore, for the same capillary tube, the quantities within the parenthesis have the same value. Hence, they will be neglected or cancelled. So, T over T naught is equal to eta over eta naught. So, the term eta over eta naught is known as the relative viscosity. Relative viscosity is represented as eta R, and this is the viscosity of the pure viscosity of the solution over the viscosity of the pure solvent, and it can be measured by their respective flow time. T is the flow time for solution, and T naught is the flow time for pure solvent. Then we can calculate the specific viscosity. Eta specific is equal to eta R minus 1. We have already calculated eta R, and specific viscosity is equal to eta R minus 1. Reduced viscosity is eta specific by C. If we divide the specific viscosity with the concentration of the solution, we will get the reduced viscosity, eta reduced. Then we can calculate inherent viscosity, eta inherent, which is equal to natural log ln of eta R over C. We have already calculated eta R, relative viscosity, and when we'll divide it by the C and we'll take the natural log of this, then it will become the inherent viscosity. And the last one is the intrinsic viscosity, represented as eta inside the bracket. This is eta specific by C, where C is tending to 0, and this is also equal to ln eta R over C, where C is tending to 0. So my intrinsic viscosity is the value of inherent viscosity or reduced viscosity at C tending to 0. Okay, now how we can calculate the intrinsic viscosity? We can calculate the intrinsic viscosity with the graphical approach. We can prepare the solution of 4 or 5 different concentration of the polymer, and we can calculate eta specific by C and eta R by C. So this is the reduced viscosity and inherent viscosity. They are plotted on the y-axis and x-axis. As usual, this is the concentration term. So my first curve, the curve above, is the eta specific by concentration C, and the lower curve is ln eta R over C. We will connect all these data point for these two curves with the help of a straight line, and then we will interpolate these line to the y-axis, and we'll find the common intercept, and this common intercept is the intrinsic viscosity eta, which is eta specific by c at c tending to 0, or from the bottom curve it is ln eta r over c, where c is tending to 0. So we will get the common intercept, and this common intercept is nothing but my intrinsic viscosity, which is used in Marx-Höving equation, and this is my Marx-Höving equation. So we have calculated eta intrinsic through graphical approach, and the value of k and a, these are the system dependent constant. These values are available in Polymer's solution data handbook. So we will obtain the value of k and a from the data handbook. Then we can estimate the MV bar, viscosity average molecular weight.